夜は出てゆくけれど肌を寄せ合い眠るの
Howdy, fellas. I didn't see you there. Welcome back to the third episode of Yakuza Whips, boys. I'm with Bo Yang today.
Howdy, partners.
We're going to talk about 5 things we want to see on your car.
Are you getting a LS400 or are you getting a GS300, GS400, or a Q45?
We got the cheat codes.
Yeah, we got the cheat codes for your cars to get them looking real fresh. Here's the top 5 mods for your VIP cars. First thing that we want to talk about is suspension. With suspension, we could talk about the difference between like bagged suspension, static suspension, and what chassis goes well with each pros and cons are.
So what's our verdict on this? Because I really just want to be like, if you want bag, you a bitch. But
so here's the thing, like depends on the car and what type of build you're going for.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to go with a fully stylistic approach, like to make statements? Mm-hmm. Or is it, you know, are you trying to just keep your car clean and, you know, still drivable? You could still enjoy it. You know, I definitely, for me personally, I would say you definitely get respect if you're fucking static as fuck and just fender to lip or tucking hella and your car's low as fuck. You know, you definitely get hella props for that. That's no doubt.
Street cred from it, yes sir.
But not everybody's like that, you know?
Well, yeah, no, I think newer chassis especially, the newer LS chassis, new GS chassis, I think the bags are starting to become more prevalent in them. I think it's a lot better for those specific chassis just because the kit costs, because of different parts on the car. I think personally, if you're LS400, Q45s are kind of in between now, but platforms are set up fully for being static. There's the parts for it. You have diff raising kits, you have motor raising kits, you have trans raising kits. All the research has already been done. Everyone already knows how to go super low on these cars. I think you should be going static on them, personally, as just an overall push for it. Obviously, if you're bagged, I'm not gonna shit on your life, bro. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Also, I think for me, I was running static until I was running my endgame kit for the LS. And the wait for the kit is actually the thing that really got me. I was like, hey, if I fuck this kit up, it's gonna take me like another 4 to 6 months to get another lipid.
Oh, easily that, yeah.
By that time, then I'm like, okay, maybe I should bag the car. And that's why I switched from static to being bagged. Mainly is because, you know, the kit itself takes so long. I honestly don't feel too good about fucking up my $2,000 kit.
And also, this is pre-Corona stuff. Corona now, dude, like with COVID stuff, you're looking at a year plus to get that kit now. I definitely supported that decision. He was one of the only cars I was like, all right, dude, I'll put my pride aside. I'll put my static boy hold DL aside, and I'll let this happen for sure.
So as far as that goes, we definitely think that suspension should definitely be your first mod on the vehicle. Mainly because it's the mod that gives you the most dramatic effect and gives your car a very crazy, low, and aggressive look to it.
And I mean, also just from a research perspective, once you lower your car, then you can start measuring for specs, stuff like that. And I mean, specs are everywhere on the internet, dude. Just buy arms if your wheels don't fit, etc. But once you lower your car, you'll have a better idea of what natural camber you're going to be getting from the car, different things that need to be adjusted for it. Like a lot of cars, you need roll center adjusters, stuff like that on Lexus cars. Like once you lower it, then you can start looking at some different stuff for sure.
Definitely. So let's go to our next mod on the list and let's talk about wheels. With the proper suspension setup, now you have all the measurements and all you need to get a nice set of fitted wheels. Now let's talk about some VIP styled wheels for the scene. I guess we'll start naming them off.
I think as an overall, like, you get some big face wheels, you get some 3-piece wheels that are real, please. I'd love to see that going. I think for beginning stuff, I'd look at some WEDs, some SSRs. You can definitely find some pretty cheap wheels nowadays. They're everywhere in the States now. It's not something that's super rare anymore. Of course, there's different styles to it. You could run like Walds, you could run Leons, stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's
so let's say if somebody has like a $1,000 to $2,000 budget, you know, what would you recommend?
Ooh. 1,000 to 2,000 is normally the budget I'm be sticking in. I'm not really on my big baller 8K plus type beat. So I'm definitely sticking at mostly wed stuff right now. If you're running like, I don't know, say you have an LS car with just some suspension on it, you're trying to get some weak spec wheels to start building out, start feeling some flavor on your build, you know?
Yeah. So you're talking about like the crayons, the, you know, LXZs.
Yeah, you could run some LXZs, you could run some Bazarias, however you say that. You could run some SSRs or some
enemy Shallons.
I forgot
or
about
what was
Shallons.
that other company? There was like like an ABC or something.
Oh,
right?
ABC, yeah.
You know,
I know exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about.
you know, they're
like the
actually
big 5-spoke with the
They're like actually when I was looking at like VIP wheels when I first started out, like that was one of the brands that was like more on the affordable side. Now, as far as moving up to the, you know, the 2K to 4K range, now we definitely have a little more, you know, options to choose from.
At that price range, you start looking at some newer wheels, start looking at some fully refinished stuff, some new chrome on the beat, some new lips, new barrels all the way around, some perfect fitting wheels for your stuff. You can start looking at actually new wheels that are forged, stuff like that at sort of that price range. You're kind of starting to get there.
Yeah, that's like honestly start out forge built price. It's like you can maybe get some like custom built 2-piece wheels for that price, but honestly very basic finishes on them. You can probably get in like a powder coated phase, polished lip, you know, just something simple. You could definitely get a custom built set of wheels for that price. Now, if your budget is above 4K and up, then honestly your choices are endless. You know, you could go as crazy as you want. You know what I'm saying? You could even do something completely custom.
There's tons of companies out there now that are making really high quality stuff. Custom wise, there's only a couple I know of. You definitely have options once you're 4K plus. You can definitely start spending some money.
Definitely. Now, number 3 thing is ground effects, lip kits.
Yes, sir. Ground effects, boys.
All right. So now that you have suspension, now you have wheels. The next thing that we want to talk about is definitely your lip kits, your custom body kits, your custom front bumper, custom rear bumpers, and ground effects.
Your Kylie Jenner lip. It needs to be done, boys. You need to buy a kit, dude. Do some crazy shit. I want to see some cool shit. If you're gonna run a fake kit, do you, bro. Just don't flex like it's real. Do your own thing. I want to see different bumpers molded on other bumpers. I like that a lot. I really like seeing molded kits for different cars. Kind of just this whole mushy, do some creative shit, dude. Cut your bumper in half.
Yeah, definitely. I'm personally a fan of the really clean lip kits. You know, like companies like Aim Gain. You have your Black Pearl. Definitely plenty of choices to choose from. So if you're running tight on funds, you could order some available kits that's on eBay. Yeah. Again, just make it fit and don't flex like it's the real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Like the VIP scene, dude. A lot of you guys have some pretty big money. I've seen some pretty impressive shit come out of the VIP scene. That's why I'm a part of the scene, is because I like seeing a lot of the creative actions that happen in the scene. I like seeing a lot of even the money flexing sometimes. You know, it's kind of nice to be seeing people bringing kits over that you don't see that often. I know a lot of people got upset about the JP complete cars. Dude, if you want a JP complete car, do it up. Live your best life. Have that going for you. For the beginner side of stuff, find something you like online. Look around, do your research.
Definitely save up for it, you know.
For sure. We switch camcorders on the beat. Yes, sir. So now that we talked about some body kits, some ground effects, some Kylie Jenner lips, you know, baby. That thing sitting low, you know, because we only body kit low in this household. Yes, sir. Now let's talk about where you're going to get these kits, because they're hard as fuck to find. Low key.
So, couple places. You definitely have your Yahoo auction sites, and honestly, it's kind of hard to navigate the actual Yahoo auction site. So what we recommend is sites like From Japan, Bai, and we have found out that, you know, From Japan is definitely one of the websites that's a little more lenient on fees and all type of other stuff. So you could definitely get your kits for cheaper. And mostly we use Bai and From Japan mainly for bidding. Now, if you're trying to ship a item that is like as large as a lip kit or like a body kit or something like that, we definitely recommend you to do sea shipping. So My Japan Direct, KJ, he's super good with shipping. Or if you know anybody in Japan that can help you ship items through a container sea shipping, that'll definitely help you in the long run, save you a lot more money in the bank.
Definitely. Was it just going back with the different Yahoo auction sites, stuff like that? The actual Yahoo auction site, there isn't like a warehouse or anything like that you can specifically talk to. A lot of the people there don't speak English. From Japan, Bai, stuff like that, they all have people who speak English. They know what's going on. So you can kind of actually have someone respond to you in like a pretty timely manner with actual information that'll help you, rather than just being like, oh, your product's here. You got to find someone in Japan right now to put on a boat for you. So definitely helps out for them. The fees and stuff like that. Yeah.
If you're too lazy to even do that, matter of fact, I'll do that for you. Hit me up. Let me
Yes, sir. There's tons of people who do that locally, to Colorado, to California especially. I'm sure there's some pretty big East Coast people that do it as well. We're just close to the West Coast, so I know a couple of those people. If you can find it, you can get it over here. Generally, it's not quite as hard as I think it used to be.
I guess the next subject, we should definitely touch on the top 5 VIP mods to do for your car when you first start out, is definitely a really custom and nice sounding exhaust setup.
Okay, I could agree with that. I think a lot of the exhaust setups I see, especially from static people, not really looking too hot. I mean, I get it. You're dragging it on the ground.
Tuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Like if that shit's cut in half, tuck that shit higher. Go
yes,
with a
sir.
smaller pipe.
Get the hose clamp. Start banging the oval pipe. Obviously, for the bigger V8 cars, dude, it's kind of hard to make them sound bad.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I had my LS460, all I did was just I ran a exhaust cutout with an electronic switch, and honestly, it sounded really good. And whenever you need the car to be quiet, all you got to do is flip a switch, and it goes back to normal. But if you have a little more money to shove out, you can always go with a custom exhaust setup. Even something that I've seen in Japan that they've been doing it recently, where they cut out the whole half rear bumper and they show like a crazy canister, like all crazy routed in the back. Like I think that kind of stuff definitely looks super dope and definitely brings your VIP cars to the next level. For
sure. You're referring to like all the bends and the pipe cuts and the rear bumper. Yeah, I love that look. I think it definitely has a lot of potential to be good. A lot of big coin though. If you're trying to be on a budget and get your first beginner stuff done, definitely just go get some mufflers, cut them, tuck up your exhaust, get some hose clamps, do shit right, pull it up.
But definitely get some exhaust,
For sure.
Because the sounding of the VIP car is definitely really important too.
100%.
So you gotta sound clean. V8's very hard to fuck up.
Definitely. For all my M and Q boys, the newer boys, the Fuga boys, leave that shit alone. For the love of God. Yeah, if you're gonna do that shit, bro, you gotta keep it real modest, keep it decently quiet. Those cars sound like shit, dude. Period.
You don't want to sound like a 350Z.
Yeah, dude. I was there, dude. My car did not sound good back in the day. It was not looking good. Try to keep that stock exhaust or keep it pretty plugged up for a while till you spend some big money. All right, so for our final mod for the newer VIP people that we want to see more, we want to see some of the beginners running this.
Some chasing headlights or some light mods for your car. Anything
for sure.
From puddle lights, chasing headlights, chasing tail lights, just something that makes your car stand out.
I think honestly this portion of like VIP car stuff, especially like in that category, it gets pretty pricey. A lot of the like what comes to mind specifically is chasing tails, Q45 retrofits, stuff like that are pretty popular lighting wise, stuff like that. So I mean, you could just run basic like puddle lights, get some HIDs maybe, just simple stuff at first, and then work your way up to it. Or of course you can just ball out, go get some rail clears for your LS400 and do some crazy shit.
Yeah, and I definitely want to stress this point more on the VIP builds. You're buying a sub 1990s, sub 2000s car, most likely when you buy the car is most likely going to come with cloudy headlights. And having cloudy headlights is definitely a no-no on a VIP car, as I can't stress enough the importance of having a clean car.
Yes,
is
sir.
Definitely the number one thing for VIP.
For sure.
Like having your headlights cloudy, that's a big no-no.
It's just a big eye draw. Like when you're looking at the body lines of a car, especially for me, I always look at front end, right? And you start looking at the headlights, you start looking more into the actual shape of the car. But it's that first impression, right? So if you have a cloudy headlight, you got some yellowing on your lenses. I mean, it's such a cheap, easy fix, dude. And it makes the biggest difference.
Just get some OEM replacements.
Yeah, exactly.
Retrofits is also another thing that's really big in the headlight modifications. Q45 headlight retrofit, you have your projectors, double projectors, even triple LS600 projector mods. They even do 2 rows of that shit I've seen on some cars, on some LS430s,
Yeah.
Like those things definitely make your car stand out, and it honestly doesn't cost that much to make, And all you gotta do is, if you're bad at wiring, just find somebody good with wiring to help you out, Like try it out, The thing with VIP mods, I definitely would like to see more DIY. Is what I think.
For sure.
Definitely try to get into it. Learn more about your car, learn more about doing it, because, not everybody, when they start out, they know everything about the car. It's definitely a process throughout the whole.
I don't know. It's a whole thing with cars in general. I think is you got to start talking to people. You got to make friends in the scene with different strong suits, stuff like that. Like obviously, I can do suspension on my car, but I'm not really the best with motor stuff, or I'm not really the best with paint stuff. You know. So you got to talk to other people. You got to learn with other people, and then grow as a car person, I guess.
But that's what makes it fun. You know, that's what keeps me going because I feel like I learned quite a few things about my car and about the building process, but I feel like there's still a large amount of untapped information that I still just have no idea about. That's definitely what keeps my passion going for the cars.
For sure. There's so many different categories and subcategories of even VIP culture. Definitely step out of your lane for a little bit, even if you're an older dude in the scene. Meet some different people, find different styles of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Just be happy.
So I guess we could wrap it up on this episode of Yakuza Whips. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button, and I'll see you guys next episode.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Alright, we're chilling.
Truck
Let's
ass
go.
Asian bitch with the fucking king on her, the fucking wham damn turkey and ham, baby. I was talking about Asian bitches with big asses, and then I looked at Bo and I went, are you trying to get in the VIP scene? Are you trying to have the freshest L400 on the block?
Yeah.
We got the mod list for you. We got the cheat codes, baby. We'll teach you how to be looking fresh.
Yeah, let's go.
You need VIP tables, you need some curtains, you need some mirror tint on that crib, yes sir. Run Godspeed arms, bitch, period.